I think this is the first contract relationship that I've seen where the couple is not going to end up together. And I'm going to be honest, like, I prefer Jian and Chaewon together than, um, which I'm guessing he's going to end up with Ajung in the end, but I'd prefer Jian and Chaewon together. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden. So, pretty much, episode three was about, when episode two ended because she felt how she felt about getting the role through nepotism. She agreed to get married to Dohan. And pretty much episode three was just them trying to come up with their story, how they met, what's the goal of the act that they're putting together, and finalizing, or should I say, getting started on what the contract entails. You also have Jihan, on the other hand, still trying to break them up and, kind of putting a stop to this. The thing I don't understand is that him and if Dohan and Jihan, they're kind of in the same boat. So I don't understand why he doesn't trust his brother enough to reveal that he's gay to his brother. I feel like all this could have been avoided and the brother could have been understanding. Because for some reason, Jihan can't take over the company. The grandpa really wants Dohan to take over. So, like, I really want to know why Jihan can't take over. And because he knows he can and he wants to, he's trying to make, he's trying to live through his brother, right? Um, and the whole thing that happened with the land, if you remember in the beginning of episode one, he was trying to sign to get the land, but they're trying to push back the um, building the tower. So that's causing some kind of issue as well. And I do want to do a correction because I think last time, because of the way she acts, I thought that she was one of the siblings, but it turns out that the grandfather only has four. The other girl, she's just married to the brother. So there's four of them, three of them are single, and then one of them is married. So I just wanted to make that clarification because I think in my last reaction I said that he had five um, grandkids, which is not the case. And I want to get back on my comment about Jihan and Chaewon. So I think they would have made a better couple. It was revealed in episode three that, Chaewon was Jian's first love. And it also seems like right now she may have a crush on him. You can kind of see it in the whole thing that happened um, when they were at the mall, when the guy bumped into Chaewon and he was trying to make him apologize, but that guy also talked about um, Adjung. So he was pushing him and doing all that, not because of Chaewon, but because of Hajong. But Chaewon thought that it was because of her and that, he probably likes her too. But to be honest, the beginning of this, like she was really annoying. Speaking of Ajong, like she was annoying me to the point where I'm like, I really don't want them to end up together because that's how that's the direction that this series is going to take, right? So I would prefer that Jian and Chaewon get together. But you know that if that were to happen, um, Chaewon, I don't even know if her family would let her. Then again, if they would allow her to marry Dohan, I don't think Jihan would be a problem because they're pretty much the same in terms of birth. But in previous episodes, I think they mentioned something about Chaewon being married already. So she was already married before. So this would be her second marriage. Yeah, but definitely in the beginning, she was just being so annoying, um, Ajahn. And, towards the end, when they put together their act, she was actually being funny. And, with the dinner party, their role basically was to get the grandfather to be against the marriage. So it was to Dohan's surprise that the grandfather was like, I'm going to approve for you both to get married. And the other two siblings don't have a problem with that because they don't want him to marry somebody that's, quote, powerful like Jaewon. They would rather him get married to a nobody, quote, nobody. Um, and I guess the time that Jihan and Hajong spent together, for some reason, he started to like her. So towards the end of episode 3, he's like, oh, I never wanted anything of my brothers until now. I'm going to try to steal you away from my brother. And I'm just like, why? Why? I really don't like the two of them together. But that's all I'll say for now. But then again, he is very annoying too. Because if you look at it from the brother's perspective, how he's pushing like yeah, no, never mind. They're both annoying. So I guess they both deserve each other. Okay? And honestly, I need more funny moments because the end of episode 3 was where the good parts were. The beginning, not so much. So I need more of the end of episode 3 to continue watching this because it's very boring and annoying. So the older brother gets slapped in the face because he talks about, you know, the other two, Dohan and Jihan, being illegitimate children, and that, you know, and he also mentioned his mother. So the grandfather like slapped him because, that's his daughter. Like, don't be talking about his daughter like that. And, yeah, he doesn't want you talking about the daughter like that. And he said that he's the one who built his company. See, and that's the thing with some of these um people. You grow up in the environment of money, and then after that you think everything is yours. Well, everything, the man pretty much, you know built his company because he's the first generation. Because Jihan keeps saying he's third generation. So this is where, so he pretty much built the company himself, right? But the oldest one is like, oh, I stuck around and did all that for you. But yeah, you stuck around, but you're a jerk. You're a jerk. Your sister's a jerk, and your father's a jerk. Which, by the way, I thought their father passed away, but apparently not. He's still here and causing trouble still. And the father's still in the company. That itself is weird. I feel like the grandpa should have gotten rid of their father a long time ago, you know? And it turns, they keep calling them illegitimate children. So I'm guessing the mother never um never divorced the father, because if she did, because she had two children with another man. So the only way they could be illegitimate children is if she had those two while still being married to the other one's father, right? Because if she divorced him and went with the other guy, technically they're not illegitimate children. So I'm guessing they were still married, which is what is giving him the power that he still has for some reason. So after, he got slapped, the sister went outside and slapped Jihan. And the funny thing, well, it's not funny. The She slapped him so that she can, it's almost like she had her ring, because the grandfather slapped the other one. There was no mark on his face. But she slapped him and he bled. Like she left a scar on his face. That means she slapped him with the ring and caused that line on his face. She's like, oh, my brother got slapped, so it's only fair that you get slapped. I'm like, who the fuck you think you are? I'm sorry. No. And the other thing that's weird to me is the fact that they keep calling Dohan third, the third grandson. Like, how does that make sense that he would be the third grandson? Um maybe it's the subtitles, but if the other boy, he's number one, right? He's the first one. He's the one who's like, everything should go to me. He's the first one, right? The next up is Dohan, because Jihan is his younger brother. So technically, wouldn't that be the second grandson? Because we're not saying that grandchild, right? If we were talking about grandchild, then yeah, he would be the third one, because that means you're counting the girl. But if you're saying grandson, he's technically the second grandson, right? Okay. It just bothered me. So I just wanted to like make a note of it. Like, why are you calling him the third? He's technically the second. And then back to the sister, like we also find out, that the only reason she can't take over the company, because if you remember in episode 1, the grandpa was like, I'm not giving any of y'all the company because each of you have done something in the public eye, um, you know, to not take over the company. And apparently, what she had going on, it was all because of the brother. She took the blame for him because he was drunk driving while being on probation. So it would have been much worse for him to, it would have been much worse situation for him. But I'm like, but you could kind of see the commitment. I'm not even going to say the love, but the commitment she has for the older brother. But the older brother is just a jerk, telling her, like, you see, you should be taking care of me. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, you're too ambitious for a woman. I'm like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? Episode 4 is mostly about Jian trying to get Hajong to fall for him because he believes that if she falls for him, then she won't be able to marry his brother. And towards the end of episode 3, he told her, "I'm going to make you fall for me and then kick you to the curb." So pretty much him trying to win her over. So he pretty much watched all of her dramas and so that he could figure out what the male lead does. So the male lead in most of her dramas are the rich boys who tries to defend the girl's honor. So he she has a nemesis, the other actress who they went to the same high school, but she was more popular. Hajong was more popular, but for some reason after they graduated, the other actress became more popular and started getting lead roles. So Jian tried to get back at her. So let's see. Um, he did a little background check on her. The dress she wanted, Jian bought it. Um, they were going to Busan for a film festival, and Jian bought the entire first class so that no one could sit in it. And then you saw the actress was sitting in the back with everyone. Um, she was going to stay at a hotel, but Jian bought the the last room that she was supposed to be in and gave it to Hajong, right? So he pretty much got back at her, showing her pretty much that Hajong can have the finest things as well, right? But two things got me in episode 4. So they finalized the contract, and they Dohan and um, Hajong finalized the contract, and they're also um, going through with the marriage license. Normally, when you see these contract couples who get married, they don't go through with the marriage license. They never file it, but them, they're really going to file it, and they want to leave for New York as soon as the grandfather leaves. For he has a trip, um, I think in India, he said. So they're gonna try to leave for the U.S. during that trip. Um, but in this contract, other than money, she's only getting money, but he's the one who gets to run away from his problems. So, in a way, it's kind of benefiting him more than it is benefiting her. Because you know how sometimes when you watch these contracts, um, or when they pretend to be together, it's kind of both of them benefiting something, and the guy tries to be the hero in her life, you know, or vice versa. But here, he doesn't contact her at all unless he wants her to sign some documents. Um, well, this is all of episode 4. And then towards the end, when he was trying to call her and he couldn't get a hold of her. So the person that is really doing more for her is Jihan. But obviously, we kind of know why he's doing it, but you can also see why they're going to fall in love, right? For real in the end. The other part that got me was the fact that, Jihan let his secretary get in his head. He's like, if you can't get her to fall for you, then you should, if you can get her to fall for you, you should have her fall for someone else. So when he went to Chaewon, he saw that she had a list of blind dates that her father sent her on. So he chose one of them to have him go on a blind date with Hajung. But when the boy found out that Chaewon wasn't coming, he sent someone else in his place to go meet with Hajong, right? So this blind date was happening while um, Jian and Chaewon were having dinner. She wanted to have dinner with him because I'm guessing she wanted to reveal that maybe she has feelings for him, that Chaewon has feelings for Jihan. Um, but truthfully, I feel like Jihan probably doesn't like her. He's just bothering her because he wants the brother to get married to her. Even like on her wedding day, before she got married, you saw him telling her, no, don't get married, you belong with my brother. And I feel like if Dohan had just said, you know don't, like, don't do this because I'm not interested in women, I feel like the brother would have understood, and not keep pushing this, not keep pushing the marriage, because he keeps reaching out to Chaewon, and Chaewon is starting to get feelings, but he's not interested in her. So, like that. And he's starting to fall for um Hajung, right? So when she was on well, I wouldn't really call it a date, but the guy who ended up coming to meet her was a jerk, like the biggest jerk, right? Um he started insulting Jihan, and was like almost like insulting his mom too. Because he told Hajong that she was just like his mom. I was like, that's a fucking messed up shit to say, you know? Um, but Jihan came, well, Hajong wanted to leave the table. Dude said, you can't leave the table unless you drink all this alcohol, because you never know if you get up, you never know what kind of rumors I'm going to spread about you and Jihan. So she was about to drink the alcohol, then Jihan came and drank all the alcohol for her. And then when they were outside, you know they kind of redid the scene from Marry My Husband, when you know when they were together and the male lead fell on top of her, and it kind of looked like he was going to kiss her, but he didn't. He fell on top of her. Except in that case, he was having stomach issues, but here it was because he drank all the alcohol and he was probably like drunk. So I don't know. Eh, I don't know what's gonna happen after that, because this was towards the end of episode 4. But they did do this in public. They haven't really revealed who Dohan is going to get married to, is getting married to. But right now, with everywhere that Jihan and Hajong is going, they are bound to be in the news, right? So, and especially you have the older brother who has somebody tailing Jihan. So it's only a matter of time till photos start circulating that the two of them are together. And I'm pretty sure it's probably going to cause some big drama about how the younger brother is trying to steal the future missus of the older brother. So you already know he's going to spread some um, news about that. And especially since the sister is trying to get with that reporter to, you know, spread whatever news that she wants. And speaking of that reporter, I guess he has to do with the something with the death of the mom. So it's probably how he reported it. But in this episode as well, we kind of got a glimpse of what happened during the night that the mother and that Dohan and Jihan's mom and dad passed away. So it does look like someone wanted to kill them. And it was raining that night. And also, that's why, Jihan is having those nightmares, and he doesn't like it when it rains. So he shuts down, and he freezes when it starts raining because it reminds him of that moment. So it's like, who tried to kill them? Do you think it was the ex-husband, or was it the son? Like, who would be bold enough to try to kill them, and what would they get out of killing them? And I guess that's what the grandpa meant when he's like, Jihan blames himself for the death of his mom. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.